So we're here with Hopkins head coach Max Schlegel, getting ready for the season opener this weekend. So, Coach, just talk about the preseason, how that's gone, and preparing really for your first game in almost 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's two classes that have never played for Hopkins this year, and I think part of that preseason is getting to know the players both in and out of the pool and developing some roles. Obviously, everyone came in not the best shape because nobody's been playing. The freshmen a little bit better because some of their clubs still continued. But yeah, getting them back in shape, seeing where their skill levels are. And like I said, I think, maybe 30% of the team I hadn't even seen play water polo yet. So getting into that and just seeing where we are. And, I've been pleasantly surprised with some, and then others have lived up to expectations. So really excited.
Okay. Let's talk about your seniors and your upperclassmen. Really, it's a small group and relative to the rest of the team, but they have a lot of experience. And just kind of talk about them and what they've done to help those younger players kind of come along.
Absolutely. So we have Olin, which is amazing. Came back for an extra year. He's taking his master's course. He's got to be one of the first ever 3-time captains, which is pretty amazing to have that. And his leadership and just knowing, he's been around since I've been around. We're the same years in the program, so he knows how I work, and I can relate to him and communicate what I need to, and he spreads it out. And then you have Emerson and Jaden, who are, day in, day out, probably one of the two best players in the pool, and lead in the pool and contribute that way and guide. And sometimes, Emerson will take someone that's a similar driver like him, and he'll take him aside and say, hey, next time when you're doing this drill, the way we like to do it is this, this, and this. So, it's like having 3 coaches in the water, which is amazing. I know the 2 of them are also thinking about coming back and using that extra year that they're given. And then you have Jake, who is our, expert defender, big, tough, strong guy in the middle. And, he's got a little brother on the team now, but I think he views everyone like his little brother. He's kind of that, nurturing kind of guy outside the pool, and then you get in and he's throwing everybody around. So it's a real good balance with our older players. And then we also had a transfer who's a master in Isaac. Still getting to know him, it's still early. But overall, I think having that many guys who have played for Hopkins and know what the expectations are is really good.
Let's talk a little bit more about those 2 new classes. Like you said, you got the sophomores a little bit last year in the spring, no game action, but you just got to see them in the pool a little bit. And the freshmen, kind of how those sophomores have come along since you saw them in the spring, and the freshmen. I know you're really excited about those 2 classes, and just talk about them a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. So the sophomore class was, my first real class that I recruited, and they've come in and, like I said, exceeded expectations, and we were able to spread it out. We have some really fast guys in there. We also got a couple strong shooters from the outside and a defender. An overall class is really good. I think they'll all contribute. And, as far as last spring, it was more of just getting in the water for 45 minutes and, trying to survive and not get injured. And I think Seth Burke is now second fastest to Emerson on the team. I think he's pushing to want to be the fastest by the end of the season. And then you have Cameron from California, who is a great ball handler. He's going to help us up top. And so I just think the whole class as well. Paul from PA, outstanding outside shooter. I'm working with him to try and get him and say, hey, I know you're a sophomore, you're an underclassman, but when the opportunity's there, just step up and put it away, because we all have faith in that he's able to do that. So that class, really excited to get their first games in, but the transition from spring till now and having practice, almost every day and getting in shape, I'm really impressed with what they've done. Freshman class, all important, 2 goalies in, so that's a huge development, and they're battling it out to see who's going to be the starter by mid-season. And there's always someone there to push you, which we haven't had in a couple years, and I think that will definitely make both of them better. And then we have the local kid Ian, who's probably came in second best shape, and is a real all-around great player. So lucky to have those classes, and those 2 larger classes also allowed us to have a full team in scrimmage, which again we haven't done in a couple years. So very exciting.
Okay, and then last thing, we'll talk about the schedule. Water polo is unique in that we play a lot of we're a Division III school. We play a lot of Division I teams. The preseason poll just came out. We play 9 teams that are either ranked in the top 20 or receiving votes in the top 20. So we're kind of a young team. We have a lot more younger players on the team, but we have that great experienced group of upperclassmen. You're going to be tested early and often. Just talk a little bit about the schedule and the kind of gauntlet of our schedule.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is what it is a gauntlet, right? As much as it hurts, we do slide our expectations for that, right? Like, we are a Division III team. I want to be competitive. I want to win games with the Division I, but there are some teams out there that are going out and giving scholarships and have more funding and more practice time in the off season and real expectations. As long as we're giving it 100% and we're learning, I think that's the best you can do. I know 2 years back to back we were playing Stanford and UCLA, who are in the top 4, but if you can come out of that and say, hey, this one opportunity, the guy did this move and now I'm going to try it when we go play Division III. I think it really helps us. It really prepares us to be high level in Division III when our standards are trying to win a national championship. We all know in 2019 we played with a goalie who had never played water polo before, and now we got 2 goalies in, and we placed 4th then, and I think this year we're going to fight in that D3 and go for first place and push really hard, and everyone's bought into just grinding it out, and culturally I think we're in a really good spot for that. So it is a grind, and you have to change your expectations. As long as the level of play is high for what we can do and we're doing the best we can, I'll be satisfied. As long as we don't give up, we keep fighting and playing hop water polo and pushing to the last second. Win or lose, I'll be happy with those D1 teams. D3, I want to beat everybody. So.
Great, thanks so much, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys in action this season.
Very excited, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Max.